Hello, everyone. How are you? Hope everyone is doing good. I have done my Rosa and Iftar and Maghrib Namaz, and I thought I'd just have a quick session with our pharmacist, friend pharmacist, who is from Zimbabwe. Andrew, his name, and he's actually working in ARANA Health in Queensland with Star Pharmacy Groups. Star Pharmacy Group of in Queensland, in near Brisbane or in Brisbane outer suburbs. I'm just waiting for Andrew to come live and have a chat with me. And so this is the second Zimbabwean pharmacist who has been interviewed or interviewing today. We have Luckmore, who was earlier here with me, who was a superstar pharmacist from Zimbabwean origin, and what a work he is doing. He is doing amazing, because if you listen his conversation, he's actually nominated for Intern Pharmacist of the Year in Australia. He just arrived in Australia late August 2022, and because of the guidance and the teaching stuff that I was doing with lots of overseas pharmacists since last year in our closed Zoom groups or Zoom chats. I was not doing any videos for those kind of thing, but I think it is important for everyone to understand that the media that I'm using, this YouTube, is important, because you can see now what I'm telling, and now it's visible. It is more as compared to previous time when I was doing a closed Zoom chats, and there are like 74 pharmacists has been benefited from that time last year. So these are some of the pharmacists who were with me since last year. They have done the KAPS, and now they're working in Australia with the employers who gave them a job and a visa as well. So there was no waiting time for these pharmacists, because they were offered job with visa option. They were interviewed, and before that interview sessions, I was the one who actually guided them how to build the level of confidence that is required by them to impress Australian employers. And Australian employers are actually have certain criteria where you want to see that level of communication, level of commitment, especially when you're coming to Australia, whether you can work along with them, along with the team nicely. And there are a few things which I actually guided during my Zoom session, so you can get also benefited from those learnings. All right, so I'm just waiting for Andrew. I'll just message him that if I'm waiting for him. So if you have some questions about today's conversations, please go on the YouTube link of that video in the live session and put your questions there. So it will be much appreciated. First of all, we will know that you have watched it and you have gone through the level of understanding. And particularly when you put your question there, when you put your remarks there, that shows that you are interested, and that shows that you are connected, that shows that you want to be like them in one day, and you want to progress fast. If you just go and watch it and just close the screen, that means, okay, you have seen it, who cares? So that doesn't work. That doesn't work in our learning systems. You need to be connected. So that's very important. You need to be connected by different ways. You can engage through the messages on WhatsApp, you can engage through LinkedIn, you can engage through TikTok, you can engage through Instagram, you can engage with Twitter, Facebook, and also when we have a video going on our YouTube channel, you need to watch it. It will add value. It will add knowledge in you. It will boost your confidence. Look, I received some messages today from Fahim and from Adnan and Luckmore. After even talking today, they were my guest. Look, what they're saying that what they're saying is, like Fahim is saying that I was pumped up when I was interviewed by you today. I was motivated. I was like feeling great that I was interviewed and having the privilege to be talking to you about my journey in front of so many people. So even they have achieved so much, still they receive motivation. So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that don't sit, take action. Okay, don't sit, take action. Today, 7th of April is finishing, right? If you want to progress, do something. Take action, take risk, submit your KAPS assessment, book your test. And here we come. We have Andrew from Queensland. Yahoo! Who's watching it? Is anyone watching this? Only 6 people are watching it. Come on, guys. Such a knowledge is actually floating from my end, from the channel, and only 6 people are watching. Come on. Okay, Andrew, are you trying again? Okay, Andrew is not coming. Andrew is not coming. Let me see. Where is Andrew? Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Andrew, are you there? I can't hear you. I can't listen to you. Are you there? Hello, Andrew. How are you?
Hello, Ifan. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well, very well.
I'm good. Thank you for your time. Sorry, I thought when you said wait, I thought you were in another meeting, so that's why I had to log in very late. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all right. That's all right. I think I'll just ask you if you can bring a light, because your white background we cannot see you. That's what's happening. Your light is actually not falling on you, and light is actually brightening your background. Or if you don't have any lamp or anything, that's even fine. Are you logged in with your phone or with your laptop? Please tell me.
It's my laptop.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a little bit better. I can see you now, because it was not visible. So how are you? How's the life?
It's so far so good. I can't complain. Yeah, just trying to adjust to the new Australian life, but I think I'm managing.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so I know that you are here since how long? Is it like 3 months now, or less?
2 months now, because I arrived on the 6th of February.
Okay.
So it's now
February. Okay.
2 months, yes.
And you are now provisional registered with APRA, I guess?
Yes. I registered on the 20th of February.
20th of April. Okay.
Yes.
And are you vaccinating pharmacists so far as an intern?
So far I'm not yet, because I have to go through the training. I haven't done the training yet.
Okay. And are you progressing with Pharmacy Guild intern program or PSA?
I'm doing with the guild,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And have you done your first aid CPR course?
Yes, I've done it.
That's good. So you may be very close from getting your vaccination training, I guess. When is happening that? When that training is happening?
I have to do the anaphylaxis training first, then I will do the vaccination.
Okay.
So I'm yet to confirm the dates, but I hope by June I will have completed the course.
Okay. So, Andrew, for this talk that I just did with a few other colleagues as well this morning, I was with Luckmore this morning, and I was with some other colleagues from different parts where they're working. So tell me your story. What do you want to tell? And it can be useful for anyone who's listening this conversation, who's doing the journey for your KAPS and coming to Australia and now working as an intern. So in your part, I think if you emphasize on journey after passing the KAPS, or how you want to narrate, is your choice. You have 10-15 minutes to say, and I can interrupt you in between if you getting boring, and I will ask you some interesting questions. So it's your choice. What do you want to say and how you want to narrate it?
All
Make
right,
it
no
more
problem.
interesting for anyone who's listening. All right. So please
Yes.
introduce yourself and carry on.
All right. Yes. My name is Andrew Punungwe. I'm a pharmacist from Zimbabwe, but right now I'm currently practicing in Bribie Island in Australia.
Yes.
So my journey is I wrote my KAPS exams in 2019, November.
Right.
Then there was COVID, and I didn't know anyone in Australia by that time. So I had some troubles trying to secure employment. Then suddenly I get to know Ifan. I think it was in March 2022, I guess, on Facebook. I was just sending random messages to everyone, to every pharmacist in Australia. Some were responding positively, others didn't respond. But I got to know Ifan. That's when you introduced yourself. Then you give me your WhatsApp number. Then we had a small chat on WhatsApp. It was a WhatsApp video call. Then you started to encourage me not to lose hope. Then you requested me to send my papers as well as to do a small video. A small video, which was about 5 minutes long. Yes. So after the video, then you told me that you had some contact with guys in South Australia. I think they were from Star Pharmacy Group. So when they contacted me, I think it was now in May 2022, in May. That's when I had my online interview and I was successful. So after securing employment, and thanks to you again for that.
I remember before that interview, we discussed few things on the phone that
yes,
you need to be smart enough to answer those questions if those questions comes. I remember I think we did some small session with you just to make sure that you know that what you need to say, so they like that what they want to listen. I think that's the case. That's the most important part that I normally go with someone before the interview. So add that crispy, lovely things or lovely words or sentences that you need to tell, so they get.
Yes, exactly. And so you coached me before the interview. You said I should speak more about other activities outside pharmacy, whereby you can say that you want to commit working in regional Australia for 3 to 5 years, as well as to have new friends, and also to create friends through sports, sporting activities. And also, you also advised me that sometimes life in Australia, especially when you are coming from overseas, you might experience sort of homesickness or some depression. So encourage me to use sporting activities to make new friends, so that you won't experience those kinds of negative aspects in Australia.
That's great.
Yes. So after that, I was successful in May. Then I started applying for my visa. But before the visa application, it took about 2 months for the sponsorship to be approved by the immigration office, because they take their time as well. So I started I started the application in July 2022, and I had to have another long wait, which is about 4.5 months, because I applied on the 16th of July and the visa was approved on the 29th of November. Okay. So during that period, it wasn't easy, because you cannot plan in Zimbabwe, as well as you'll be anticipating to go to Australia, but without even knowing when your visa will be approved. It was quite a challenging moment that I had to endure, but I kept on. I didn't lose faith. Then finally, the visa was approved on the 29th of November. That's when I got my 407 visa, which is a temporary visa for 13 months, I guess. Yes. Then after that, I started the process of preparing to migrate to Australia. Yes, so I had to ask around, including you. You also advised me on what to expect when for the arrival in Australia. And also, I had, I was also fortunate that my employer managed to secure accommodation for me. Because sometimes accommodation in Australia, it's a bit challenging. Yes.
Yes, it's very challenging because a lot of overseas people coming to migrate to Australia, and we are shortage of the housing at the moment, and the housing prices going up. So if you have been secured accommodation by your employer, that's a great help. And I was listening with Fahim, I think he was saying that when he arrived in Western Australia, his employer actually came to the airport to pick him up from the airport. So was it the same in your case, or did you came by taxi?
They organized someone to pick us up.
Okay, so someone came there. Okay, that's right.
Someone came there. Yes.
I actually guided the employers as well that you need to do this, you need to do this, because if someone is coming from overseas, you don't have any friends here. So how you will come out from the airport, from the flight? Okay, the flight will bring you to the Australia. You will come out, and then what to do? Where to go? So that's what I teach them.
And also, you have to endure the immigration process, because they will be asking you sort of questions. Why have you come to Australia? What do you want to do in Australia? And they also ask so many questions that they will ask you, including doing some random checks. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
At the airport?
At the airport, exactly.
Unreal.
But it's something that
like that. I have not. This is my first experience that I'm listening this. And at that, was it at the Brisbane airport? Was it?
Yeah, it was at the Brisbane airport, but they were friendly, of course. But when when it's a new environment, you'll be actually nervous. Yeah, but they were actually friendly. But when you are going through those processes, it's something that you couldn't expect when you are in a new environment, but it wasn't that bad.
So at the time you were just coming, I'm coming to Australia, very excited, and just bang, and the custom people say, where are you coming from? Is that happened with you?
I'm not really in a conference.
But just ask a question, because you got the visa and everything in place beforehand, so they shouldn't be asking those questions, I guess.
Yes. The problem, I think, I had two passports. The other one, it actually expired. It wasn't expired, but it was only left with 5 months to expire. Then I had applied for a new passport. So I think when I tried to add my new passport onto the IME account, it didn't save properly. So I think maybe that's where the other issues were coming from.
I understand. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
And what about your partner or your wife? You mentioned something that.
Yes. So we came together on the 6th of February.
Okay.
So so it was on a Monday. I remember very well. Then on Friday, that's when we started to going to work.
Okay.
So we are also working. We are working for the same Star Pharmacy group, but in different stores.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
So she's now working also as was in Zimbabwe. She's a dispensary technician. So right now she's also working as a dispensary technician in Australia.
Sorry, I missed that. Is it in the same place where you're working, or is it a different store?
It's a different store.
Okay.
Yeah, but for the same
company,
Star Pharmacy group, yes.
That's very good. And how you guys are coping up with the transportation? Are you going by public transport? Are you driving yourself here? How are you managing things here?
At the moment, I'm walking to work, because it's less than 1 kilometer from where we stay.
Okay.
It's less than 1 kilometer, so it's a walking distance.
Okay.
Yes.
That's very good.
But the transport system in the island, it's a bit challenging sometimes, especially when you want to buy some groceries. So right now we are trying to buy maybe a cheap second-hand car so that we can do our errands easily.
Mhm.
Because it's different from the mainland where the transport system is a bit efficient.
Well
But
developed.
in the island, most people, they use their own cars.
Okay, and that's very
Yes,
good. That's good story that you explained from your start of your KAPS to come to Australia. Now
yes,
tell us what you're
yes.
doing at the moment. What is your job actually asks you to do? What things you do in your current job?
All right. So right now I'm an intern pharmacist. So so what we do, sometimes I work in the dispensary,
Yes.
and also sometimes I work at the back counter,
Okay. So
the
you're serving
over-the-counter
people.
items. Yes, interacting with people, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you put stock on your shelf as well, or is someone else do that, or is it your
No, everyone has to,
everyone does?
yes, when you're in store, everyone has to participate. There's no a specific task for, let's say, for example, in other countries, a pharmacist or an intern pharmacist can only just wait to dispense and doesn't do any cleaning, just doing patient consultations only, as well as giving others tasks. But here in Australia, it's quite different. You have to, when the stock arrives in the pharmacy, either you load onto the dispensing robot, or for the front shop, you have to put it on the shelves, as well as do some cleanings in between when there are no patients.
Okay, so you said something about robot. That's something interesting. What is robot doing in your pharmacy? Is it a staff or is it a machine, or what does that mean?
It's a dispensing machine.
Okay,
Yeah. So what you do, you just you dispense on the computer. Then the product that you have selected, it will just issue it. It will just dispense from the sort of an ATM.
okay. It's like a
Yes.
machine which bring the medicine out and give it to you with a label on it. Is that right?
Not with a label. It just issues out
The stock.
the stock. Then you take that product, then you scan, and then you put the label.
Okay, okay.
Yes,
But one very
which
good
was
thing.
something new to me.
Yes, it's very new.
Yes,
It's new for probably you as well, and also for me as well. I know the robots are there, but it's very,
yes,
very important for everyone who's listening that pharmacies in Australia got robots. Robots
yes,
do stock control, robots do stocking and
yes,
shelving, and you just till all the uh, carton of the stock, and it actually put
yes,
everything in a sequence where how they actually designed for. Is that right?
yes, yes, exactly.
I wish I would maybe I would like to share a video of a robot, how it works. Maybe I will find a video from somewhere, or if you have a video, if you go and make, if you're allowed to make a video in your pharmacy, just make it and share. We can share to pharmacists from over, like from Zimbabwe. You know that I'm a part of that group where we have pharmacists, like 91 pharmacists in that group, just from Zimbabwe. And
Yes,
I have groups where pharmacists from different countries mix, like 400 or 400 other 400 groups. So I would like to share that video over there. That will be good eye opener for them to know
yes,
what is actually coming in their life in future. And
yes,
one other thing which you said very politely, you do
yes,
cleaning as well. And
yes,
yesterday, I think 2 days before, I received a call from a young pharmacist. She arrived here from India,
yes,
and she
yes,
messaged me saying to me that I really, she luckily she got a work at the pharmacy dispensary tech before
yes,
KAPS, right? And she
yes,
messaged me that, Irfan, I'm not happy with my job because I'm doing a laborer job in that pharmacy in one of the Teddy Whites. And I said, what's going on? Why are you saying about that?
yes,
And she could not explain. She said, they asked me to do this, they asked me to do clean this, they asked me to put the stock. And then I called her. I said, look, can
yes,
you talk to me? And I said, have you ever worked before anywhere? Is it your first job or is it your third job? And she said, this is my first
yes,
job. I said, okay. Uh,
yes,
but you know that back in India, you
yes,
may feel that the pharmacists do the executive work, not the other thing. Like,
Yes,
or
yes,
there may be some people coming just to clean your desk in India, or and giving you some tea in the morning
yes,
tea or afternoon tea in Australia. Nobody
yes,
do that like you. Everyone does everything. I clean my bin in my pharmacy as an
yes,
owner or as a manager. We do everything. So this is very good
yes.
point. But you said very gently. You need to say it loudly. Look, in Australia, if you read the job description of any job, like is pharmacist
Yes,
or intern pharmacist or pharmacy assistant, the first line it says that you
yes,
need to keep your working area tidy and clean. So that's the
yes,
first line, the first message for everyone who's listening. Cleaning, tidiness is your responsibility. No one will come
yes.
there. No cleaner will come there
Yeah,
and
there's no
whatever you say.
cleaner. Everyone is responsible for cleaning as always for ensuring that the shelves are all maintained in an orderly manner.
Yes, because everyone is listening from overseas. Obviously, they don't know about what is the culture here, working culture
Yes.
here. So these are the basic points I really picked in your conversation, and I just elaborate a little bit. So carry on, you carry on what you're telling, and I will pick
Yes,
up.
and also one other thing is we don't have any chairs in pharmacy.
Oh, wow. So no chairs. Today you're sitting on the chair, I'm sitting on the chair, but there's no chair. You're standing all day and
All
working.
day long, you'll be running around. There's no time to sit. So I think in the first month, I actually had some problems with my legs
Oh, okay.
because I
Rest,
wasn't
rest,
used to,
relax. So
to, to
you've been,
standing all day in the pharmacy.
oh my God. So you were under pump because legs become sore, or maybe they need more rest. I know this is a common issue with
Yes,
a lot of pharmacists I have heard. They start
yes,
taking some painkiller, they're taking some vitamins to become strong, and they start
yes,
doing some exercise so they can be standing all day. And this is very valid question, very valid point. I would say that be
yes,
ready. Be ready when you're coming to work in Australia. You need to stand at least 7 hours in a day, or maybe 6 hours in a day, leaving those
yes,
1 hour break or 10 minutes break. But rest of the
yes,
time you will be, and don't look for the chair. If you sit on the chair, your bosses will kill you. They will say that, come on, guy, you can't use the chair. You need to stand and work. And this is a very important point. Thank you, Andrew, for bringing these points, which are very, very important for the
yes,
audience, because they don't know this.
yes, exactly. And also in between, sometimes even if there are no patients in the store,
Yes.
there's no time to even to have even social conversations. Everyone will be just busy, because they will be just saying, find a job to do, find a job to do. Either you'll be organizing some old prescriptions, anything that you can do. There's no time to just fold your arms and just sit around saying, I finished my task for the day. You'll be continuously having something to do.
It's mean that if you have a spare time mean that when customers are not coming and you have a time, you do something. You just don't kill your
Yes,
time standing here and there. You need to do something. You need to show that you're
yes,
working. You can't. And what about? I know that when I would normally say to anyone who come to Australia when they start working in pharmacy, I always say, please move fast, do things fast. Was it being
yes.
asked from you, or was it being noticed by you?
Sometimes you don't need to be told by anyone, because by just observing for the first week,
Observing how the people are working around you.
yes, just by observing, no one will tell you anything, but by just observing, you just know the organizational culture that this is a new environment that you have to adapt.
Yes. So you learn
Just by
from your
observing.
surrounding, you learn from your colleagues, you
Yes,
learn from how they communicate and how the pace of the work actually reflecting. So you need to match that expectation, because if they are working quicker and if you are working slow, for example,
yes,
then they will need to catch your work as well, isn't it?
yes. But of course, they are very good people. They are friendly.
Yes.
They are eager to teach you. When you ask something that you are not sure, they will just be checking on you. Are you okay? Do you need some assistance? Are you okay?
Oh my God.
That's what they do. They are friendly people.
That's very good. And Andrew, thank you for this all conversation. But I like to motivate you by telling you or by saying you a few things. If you
Yeah.
recall our conversation from that time,
Yes.
where in previous webinars, I think I was saying in one of my webinar where I was giving an example of a pharmacist qualified here from university, but she was from having overseas origin. The parents were from Middle East. And she
Yes.
was the winner of Intern Pharmacist of the Year award in Pharmacy Guild conference last year in April or March 2022. So I was
Yes.
talking about that leadership role of that intern pharmacist.
Yes.
My teaching or my wish is that if someone is sitting with me, I show them the height of the profession and just challenge them, challenge you or challenge who's listening, that if that person can do it, why you can't do it?
Yes.
You need
That's
to
true.
get that level. So by like bringing this conversation right now with you,
Yes.
just to remind that what we have discussed. And I was talking to Lakmo today in
Yes.
morning session, and he said that Irfan, I've been nominated for Pharmaceutical Society of Australia Intern Pharmacist of the Year award. So he's in the pipeline. He's nominated. So there's a voting going on for
Yes.
his winning. If he get more votes, he can be the winner. For
Yes.
getting more votes, you need to know more people. You need to connect more people, right?
Yes.
So I would just want to remind you that there's a big thing ahead for you somewhere as well in the Pharmacy
Yes.
Guild conference. Next year, this award will be awarded, but
Yes.
you can participate in that. You can compete in that.
Yes.
All right. So would you like to do that?
Yes. Yes.
Why not? Just try and find out who is the intern pharmacist of the year in Pharmacy Guild this year. You can
Yes.
Google, you can see in the magazine and see what they have done. Just read
Yes.
their profile.
Yes.
You don't have to discover anything. You just copy that what they have done. They may have done something extraordinary. They must have done extraordinary from their work, doing something in the community.
Yes.
And you can do the same thing. Just find out. Just read
Yes.
2 or 3 stories of previous winners. Pick those
Yes.
points. Just do it
Yes.
in your next 12 months. Who knows? Andrea will be the pharmacist intern of the year next year. Who knows?
Yes.
And,
That's very
and
true.
the amount of the confidence that you will get and the amount of inspiration that you will give to other overseas pharmacists will be huge. The impact will be huge
Yes.
on your family and your friends, and probably many who was coming to Australia, especially from the overseas background, especially from your country or region.
Yes.
All right, so that should be your target.
Yes, that's very
Leadership
true.
and entrepreneur. So that is a target. And obviously you have just started in February, so it's like 2-month journey.
Yes.
We wish you all the best for your coming internship hours. And obviously you attend the APP conference, right?
I didn't manage to go.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. Maybe next year you can
Yeah, I think maybe next
sneak
year
in
we'll
for a
be able.
day and just go there and have a feel about it. That's
Yeah.
very important. And something like anything else that you want to say for you think that can be beneficial, or if you believe that something, if you say, can be handy for anyone to know from your side, if you want to say, please say.
Not really. I think I've said
Everything.
everything, but just to be patient with the sometimes the immigration process might seem to be taking forever, but just be patient and everything will work out. And I also want to thank you for your assistance from all those time. Yes.
Thank you very much.
And I brought you something from Zimbabwe, but I think I was just sent via post.
Okay, I'll send you my address today. And I know that you messaged me to send me the address. I was just a bit lazy. I will send you. Thank you very much for thinking about me and thinking to give your gratitude. That's so nice. And connecting people is my hobby. And I connected
Thank you
with
so
you
much.
last year, right? And
Yes.
still I think about you, even I have not met you, right?
Yes.
You are not my team you're not in my working team, but still I think about you because we
Yes.
establish a small connection at that time, right? And
Yes.
that connection should go longer, right? That relationship should go
That's very
longer.
true.
When I say
Yes.
this to someone new that I want to meet, I want you to be connected with me, and I want you to stay in a longer term relationship. People think differently. They think something else, but it's just a relationship for connection and to do better things.
Yes,
Obviously,
that's very true.
maybe we can develop some projects for overseas pharmacists to engage, or teaching. We can do something bigger later on. So let's
Yes.
aim for something big in Australia, right? So you're in Australia,
Yes.
you are here to serve aging
Yes.
population, and when you were looking for jobs in Australia, visa last year, as
Yes.
compared to that time to this time, the visas are very easy at the moment. As 491 visa and 190 visa, people
Yes.
can apply on their own rather than they look for employers. At that time, I think when you were looking for employer, these visas were not really easy to get, or
Yeah. Yeah.
pathways were
Yeah.
not easy. But at the
Yeah.
moment, a fresh graduate who
Yes.
is coming out of uni, if they pass the KAPS exam, no
Yes.
work experience, they can come to Australia to get through state nomination by Western Australia and the state nomination by Victoria. These are the things which we never heard before in pharmacist profession. So this is something magic happening at the moment. And
Yes.
as you know that the Labour government has announced 200,000 visas to be given to the skilled workers in next 12 months. And pharmacists would be foolish, or they will be missing out if they don't act now. If they don't act now on KAPS and apply, some other professionals will take this visa, obviously.
Yes.
And when the visas will be exhausted, then they again need to find employers to sponsor them. So why not, whoever listening this conversation, if you are willing to come to Australia to work, there are a lot of jobs. First of all, regional jobs, like as in your case, you were the one who was selected, and then your wife got a job as well. So this is a
Yes.
perfect example where it tells that Australia can accommodate a lot of workforce in the regional pharmacies. So this is
Yes,
this is
that's very true.
evidence where Andrew is sitting, and wife's got a job as well. Amazing story, Andrew. Thank you very much for.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you. And maybe spread the word to your friends wherever that pharmacists are needed in this country. There's a
Yes.
shortage of pharmacists. And I'm in touch with quite a few pharmacists who are from Zimbabwean origin. They're studying in Russia, or they're studying in China. They're getting the degrees, and they're also coming to Australia by doing the KAPS process. So I have been approached, like I've been approached by some of the young pharmacists through LinkedIn. So every time someone approaches me, I welcome them. Somehow I answer them and bring them into the groups. So it depends on the other person, how eager you are, how hungry you are to get this information. So we are doing this chat, and I know there are 15, 20 people listening at the moment live as well. And
Yes.
and there are a lot of questions. They put that the example of robot that you just said is eye-opener for many people. They're saying, wow, what is this robot mean? Robot for particular medicine? Yes. So we have a robot system which is used for dispensary, and that is like a big laborer in the shop who does a lot of things and is not tired, and he works on electricity. And I think that's a great message, Andrew. And I will wish you to see one of the winning pharmacists if you keep working hard and do that certification which Luckmore has finished, the complementary medication certification. I will send you the link. Just enroll, just complete it, do the vaccine training as early as possible, get into the vaccination phase, and do the home medicine review education as well, because it's free for you at the moment from Guild, Australian College of Pharmacy. Just get those things in your hand. Just surround you with those education, and whenever there's a conference happening, just see what is happening in there. That will give you enough confidence as well. All right, Andrew, thank you very much. And I'll be in touch with you very soon. All right.
All right. Thank you, Ifan.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day.